Major League Cricket Domestic Player Draft. We are delighted to be at this venue here, Space Center Houston, which is the official visitor center of the NASA Johnson Space Center, and in my opinion, the best place to launch a new era of cricket. So, the journey to this new era, it begins here in Texas, so that's great, we're here. First step starts this summer, just a little bit north of where we're at right now. We're gonna have players from all over the world travel and arrive to Grand Prairie Stadium in the Dallas area, which is now the home to cricket in the United States. The inaugural match on July 13th will be followed by 18 games, which will lead to the championship final, and then that will lead to the first ever MLC champion. Well, they'll get the trophy, they'll get the crown, and they'll get the bragging rights. So that's exciting. We love that. Yep. Everyone loves a trophy. Come on, guys. We love a trophy, right? Yeah. Love that. Can't hear me. Okay, we're back. Love that. So today, while we're all here in this great venue, we're going to be picking 50 players from across the United States are going to have the opportunity to play MLC alongside some of these international superstars, which is very exciting because they're once again chasing a trophy. And we love trophies, we love bragging rights, we love all of this, right? So, these players that are going to be picked are going to be representing some very iconic American locations. We have New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Seattle, Washington, D.C., and of course, the lovely state of Texas that is hosting us. Now, I don't know about you, but we at Major League Cricket are very excited to see these passionate cricket fan bases just form around these communities and be able to cheer for a team in their backyards. All right, so now it is time to give a shout out to the MLC team names because they are finally unveiled. So let's welcome to the MLC the Los Angeles Knight Riders, MI New York, San Francisco Unicorns, Seattle Orcas. I love that passion. Yep. Washington Freedom. And our Texas team that will be named at a later date. Love Texas. So we have to thank our investors of not only the teams, but also the leagues, because without their vision and commitment to this, it'd just be another dream. And we cannot thank you enough for being able to bring that dream to reality and bring the sport of cricket to the United States. So thank you to them. Now, it's time for me to introduce our panelists, the one and only Nikhil Udamchandani and Aman Patel, and they are going to be explaining exactly how this draft works, because that's not my job. I'm just supposed to open this and throw it to them. So, guys, take it away.
Thank you so much, Paxton, and really Aman Patel alongside me. Aman, we are so excited for what this draft can be tonight. When you look at history tonight, 54 players, 9 rounds, we've got the 6 franchises here, and really and truly, it can be expected to you see history, first ever launch of this Major League tournament. We've got the first 5 rounds. Each team will have 3 minutes to select, and then from rounds 5 to 9, 2 minutes. What else do we need to know about the draft?
Well, this draft is different because we have the snake aspect of it. So the team picking first is going to be picking last in that second round. You also talk about the fact that the team picking 6th, that last pick in the first round, they get to go back-to-back and get that next pick in that round. Also, that final 9th round that we have, it's an under-23 round. So exclusively under-23 players. It's going to be an exciting night, Nikhil. What a place to be. One small step for man, but a giant leap for Major League Cricket.
Well, man, if you ever told me that I would be here dealing with cricket, not only in this country, but in the NASA Space Center here in Houston, I think I would bite your hand off a couple of years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not an event you want to miss. I think wherever you are in the world, you want to be watching and tuned in because you've got 54 of pretty much the best players in the country, and we're minutes away, seconds away really, from getting our first team on the clock because we've got the 6 franchises. They've got that other sort of franchise hint and influence in them, of course. Some from the IPL, some from Cricket Australia. And I think it's going to be pretty exciting as they go on, throughout the night to see the strategies, etc.
Yeah, again, these teams, they do have players that they carry along, but they've been here, they've been in Houston, and they've seen these players at the Combine. So now it's good to see what this Combine do for these teams.
I think we're going to go to our commissioner now, Aman Patel, who's going to be locking in, putting the first team on the clock in the Seattle Orcas, who have the first pick, remember, in this MLC draft. Let's go to Mr. Justin Gill, our commissioner.
Historic evening. Sound? Hello. Hello. Check. Testing. Testing. Here we go. Apologies. Welcome everyone to this historic evening for American cricket. Tonight, 54 players from across the United States will be selected to play in Major League Cricket alongside many of the top international players from across the globe. To all those players, we wish you luck and can't wait to see you play in the inaugural edition of this historic competition this summer. Seattle Orcas, you are now on the clock.
Well, we are underway. These teams, of course, will have their quota of 9 internationals allowed in the squad. But they need those 6 remaining local domestic players to fill that sort of full squad. Who do you think the Orcas could be looking at?
I think there's a couple of options here, Nikhil. I think, you talk about the Seattle area. I think one guy who just fits in is Harmeet Singh. Part of the Seattle Thunderbolts in minor league cricket. He's led from the front as a captain, good left arm spin, and he's really developed the ability to hit the long ball. And I think when you talk about left-handed bats especially, and batting down low in the order, he's someone who can adjust. I think also someone you're going to look at is the leading run scorer in all of minor league cricket. But Mukchand is an option. He's someone who's played under 19, won as a captain for India, and now he's been here scoring over 1,300 runs in minor league cricket. I don't think it's a name you can shy away from, Nico.
Yeah, and if we look at tonight, I think a lot will depend, of course, on the franchises and who they select. But what about the criteria in terms of what the franchise, what sort of makes the franchises make their selections? We've had a week of cricket, 4 matches for these franchises to pick from, and that's the MLC Champions Open. So they've had a good look at the players. Let's go to our commissioner, Mr. Justin Gill, with the first pick of the MLC.
With the first pick of the MLC domestic draft, Seattle Orcas select Harmeet Singh.
Expected. I think it's expected here.
Washington Freedom, you are now on the clock.
Nico, just made sense, right? The guy who's played in Seattle, someone who has that tie, and someone who's just dominated the entirety of minor league cricket with the left arm spin, wickets galore, runs, batted over 160 strike rate in minor league cricket. That's something that's unheard of. I think it's a great selection.
Yeah, as you mentioned, I think you hit the nail on the head. Harmeet Singh, captain of the Seattle Thunderbolts, won the franchise tournament, and of course has the opportunity now to create history and sort of be back in an area where he's so used to. And I mean, he's the first pick. That must be some special feeling.
Well, I'm loving the suit, Nikhil. It's the Seattle Thunderbolts pink. I'm enjoying that. But as you mentioned, an exciting feeling. And you can see him shaking hands with the commissioner, Justin Gill. And it's a special moment. We're launching Major League Cricket. And there it is. Let's have Paxton with the word.
So I got to ask. First overall pick. First ever MLC draft. How are you feeling?
I was really excited getting here, also nervous at the same time, but I was playing Seattle for minor league, and now Major League. I can't get better for me.
I love that. Well, congratulations.
Excellent to hear from Harmeet Singh. Aman, you look at a man that was part of that India 2012 Under-19 World Cup winning team with Mukchand, with Smith Patel, who are all here tonight. What I love about his bowling, especially left arm spin he brings to the table, he uses the conditions so well. He can be a lot slower through the air. He can also be a lot quicker and use sort of the arm ball. Well, this was his under-19 sort of clips, but with the batting, that's where I think he's a real X factor in this draft. 2 50s earlier this year in the Nepal T20 League. Opening the batting, he can give you that low order stability as well.
Yeah, I love it. Again, we've talked about the ability to hit the long ball. Look at these shots here. It's just creative. It's the ability to play all these different shots. And again, now the intriguing is, where does where do we go with number 2?
Well, let's go back to our commissioner, Mr. Justin Gill, who has got pick number 2 already.
With the second pick, Washington podium select, Andres House. MI New York, you are now on the clock.
Andres Gauss selected Aman Patel. That is a huge pick. This is a guy that has grown leaps and bounds since coming to this country. South African, of course, part of the South African under-19 setup. He was just part of the T10 tournament in Abu Dhabi, played with the Sam Army side and got such an impressive 50 in that last game. This is someone that they're getting in terms of the franchise who is a leader, a genuine leader, who was a leader in that minor league season and will be a special selection for not only this year but years to come. Let's go to Paxton, who's got the interview.
Washington, D.C. You get to represent our nation's capital. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, that is very exciting. To be honest, I'm ecstatic about this.
So any words of advice for kids coming up in cricket and wanting to play and chase their dreams like you are?
Yeah, at the end of the day, you just got to believe in yourself, trust what you feel is right, and just go from there.
I love that. Well, now you can go relax, sit back, and watch the rest of this draft. Thank you.
Well, he's averaged over 40 in minor league cricket in the 17 innings he played, just this season, and of course a title-winning season. So it shows that he can make an impact on a championship team. But also, it's not only the runs, it's the strike rate as well. Goes at over 140. He's going to be a special future pick for that Washington franchise. Let's go back to our commissioner, who's got pick number 3 from the MI New York.
With their first pick, MI New York select, Stephen Taylor. Unfortunately, Stephen's not here tonight. San Francisco Unicorns, you are now on the clock. Crowd, I encourage you to mingle, to talk amongst yourselves, to have some fun.
Stephen Taylor.
Wow.
That's some selection when you think about it. He's currently on international duty with the USA, so he's not going to be here to attend this. But Aman Patel, you look at this man's T20 international numbers. He's 19th ranked one-day international batter in the world right now. He has dominated associate white ball cricket and, of course, international cricket now that the USA have that international status.
Well, you mentioned the ODI status. Let's not forget about his T20 stuff, Nico. Has an international T20 100. I'm surprised. And honestly, I wasn't sure where he was going to go. I knew he could be a first-round draft pick. But to see him this high, I love it. As someone who's called games for him, someone who's from the USA, he's played a lot of cricket here, under-19s. He's just a phenomenal player, also a born leader. And we mentioned with the bat, what about with the ball? Can give you real good overs of off spin, has international wickets under his belt. I love the pick.
Well, I'm not surprised at all. I think when you look at this guy, what he brings to a team is all 3 facets of the game. Let's go to our commissioner, though, because he's got another pick.
Pick number 4, the San Francisco Unicorn select, Corey Anderson. LA Knight Riders, you are now on the clock.
Corey Anderson, you know exactly what you're getting with this man. The man that, in terms of the reputation he's left in international cricket, probably the most experienced and most esteemed sort of repertoire when you look coming into this draft. Still has the second highest one international 100 to date. And of course, he's played in the IPL, the PSL, the CPL.
I gotta ask, I always start with this. How are you feeling?
Yeah, good. I was a little bit nervous, but now it's probably going to settle down a little bit. So yeah, it's exciting.
How excited are you to be picked by this team?
Yeah, massively. I'm honestly just sitting back watching these other guys come up as well. It's going to be exciting to watch the rest of the night to see who ends up where. But yeah, I'm ecstatic to be at you.
Congratulations.
You mentioned it, Nico. Second fastest ODI 100 to date, and he's just someone, again, brings that leadership, but I think the X factor here is that he's back with the ball in hand. We knew he was fantastic in the field, knew he was fantastic with the bat, but I think he's in some of the best shape of his life. We saw him in this MLC Champions Open. He looked quicker than he's ever looked since coming to the USA. Really looked amazing.
With their first pick, the Los Angeles Knight Riders select Ali Khan. Team Texas, you are now on the clock.
No surprise here, Nico. Ali Khan, he's someone who's not here on international duty, but he's done so much with the Knight Riders. When you talk about, was in the IPL there with them and then down in the CPL. He's someone that they carry around, and maybe the quickest bowler you have in the USA, take international wickets, Yorker, King, just electric with the ball in hand. No surprise for me.
Yeah, he's someone that has also become the face of the Knight Riders franchise. When you look at not only in those days you mentioned, but even earlier, well, late last year in the Abu Dhabi, well, ILT20, he was with the Abu Dhabi Knight Riders. So he's slowly becoming sort of that Knight Rider ambassador. And I think to have him, someone that's from the USA, playing for the USA, representing their franchise initially, I think he's going to fit in so well with the vast amount of players internationally that they bring in, because we know the names that they've been able to attract in recent times, and they will be wanting to get their sort of campaign. All these 6 teams will want to get their campaign off to a winning start. But Aman, we have to mention, each team is allowed 3 minutes in this draft in the first 5 rounds. They're taking about 40 seconds.
They're making our life hard out here, Nico. They're rapping through it, and surprisingly to me, Unmuk Chand is still on the board, and I think Texas, it's an opportunity for them to get a great batter up top of the order, and then the first pick of the second round will be them, and then have another opportunity. I thought Unmuk could be an LA guy, but I should have known. They were never going away from Ali Khan.
Yeah, they've got Unmuk Chand. They've also got a lot of quality fast bowling. When you think about Isan Adil, we just saw Ali Khan go off the board. You've got a Saurabh Chavalka who's playing with the USA side. So there's a lot of different ways that teams can go about their sort of drafting. But one thing that those watching at home shouldn't be cognizant of, a lot is going to come down to those internationals, because 9 in the squad, of course, that can make a difference on the sort of outlook of your side. But let's go back to our commissioner, because another pick is in.
With their first pick, Team Texas select Rusty Theron.
Rusty Theron, that is a huge surprise, and you can see the excitement on his face. I don't think anyone in this room expected him to go so early, but the quality experience with the 37-year-old. He's played for South Africa. He's played a plethora of matches for the USA as well. Someone that can really hit the deck hard, but also a very skillful seamer who is known to utilize many different conditions. What you're getting with this man is a quality fast bowler, but also a thinker of the game.
We got multiple fist pumps as we're walking. We got a lot of pom-pom action out there. How are you feeling to be picked by Texas?
Very happy, very privileged. Very happy to be here. Thank you very much. I think through all my life, every ball I've bowled, I've given 100%. There'll be no different this year. Thank you for the opportunity.
I love that. Well, congratulations.
Aman, I know you must be surprised by that. I mean, Rusty's quality, but that early in the first round, I'm happy for him, though.
He looked really good at this MLC Champions Open. You mentioned it. How's that international experience playing with South Africa, also playing with the USA in minor league cricket? He hasn't been there as much, 15 innings, 19 wickets, though. But he's a leader. He's someone who can come in, number 8, give you some stuff with the bat, but with the ball, hits the decks hard, lets it run through. And again, it's a great way to close out the first round, but I do think there's a selective purpose here. I think they have someone in mind for round 2, and they felt, let's make a splash in round 1.
Well, we knew that round 1 would be full of surprises, and it definitely was.
2014, I first came here, played some cricket. So I saw cricket growing till 2020. Yeah. And till 2018, when I was coming here almost every year to just play a couple of months, practice and leave, and then play the season back home. So, so in 2020, when I came here, it really started making a difference, like started to, really kick up. And I went around in 2020, Atlanta, Seattle and everything. So then I picked when Major League came, so then it looked like a proper product and proper model for players to, get through to the top level to play for the US and everything. That's what, you need a domestic circuit for. Of course, US had the potential, everybody knew it, but no one came up with this model. So when Major League came through with this model, and when I got approached, I was like, yeah, let's do it. When actual international players come here, they all witness and they all give the feedback. They don't know US cricket, the way we play cricket here. Even the scouts have given the same feedback that, the quality of cricket in America is right up there. So I think it's been good for the game. International players from all around the world are here, and US being an immigrant country, I think it's a very welcoming move for everybody. And I think the way the game is growing, it's very positive. From 2020 to 21 to 22 to 23 now, it's just going up the ladder every year.
Well, you heard from Harmeet Singh, #1 pick, first ever selection in the Major League Cricket draft, and he's been a sensational development in this country in the last 12 to 24 months. But that was round 1. Round 2, of course, we'll have Team Texas picking first, and we have to go to our commissioner, who will put Texas on the clock.
The start of round 2, Team Texas, you are now on the clock.
Well, we heard in Texas, of course, they just picked Rusty Theron. Now, the advantage of having that 6th pick is that you pick first in the next round. They've got the fast bowling. Surely they must be looking at some batting now.
You have to imagine, again, this is the beauty of the snake draft. Yes, you have that last pick, and I think they were looking at Rusty the whole way through. Now, what do you do with this first pick? I think there's some interesting questions here. The batting, Unmuk Chand is still on the board, but do they turn the table and say there's not many quality all-rounders? Do they take a Calvin Savage? Do they take a Shadley Van Skalkovic? I think those options are still on the board because there's plenty of batting depth, that all-rounding depth there, maybe not as quality.
Yeah, and I think, I want to reflect on that Rusty Theron pick, but we're going to do it after the pick because it's in already. Team Texas are wasting no time. Let's go to our commish.
With the first pick of the second round, Team Texas selects Calvin Savage. LA Knight Riders, you're on the clock.
We said it, Nikhil. Plenty of batting depth, but it's the all-rounding depth that isn't there. And Calvin Savage, a 4-for on day 1, a brilliant catch. He's someone who's absolutely phenomenal. Chicago Tigers, they know it. He's a leader, can finish with both bat and ball. I love the pick there. Get your all-rounder, and I'm sure he is elated to be a part of Team Texas.
All right, Team Texas, how are you feeling?
Incredible. It's what I came here for, and I'm so incredibly proud, and thank you so much.
Are you excited about the energy that not only are we getting in this room, but you've probably already felt here in the state?
Yeah, definitely. It's been an incredible evening so far, and I'm just looking forward to getting together with this team and doing what I can for the state of Texas.
Congratulations.
Well, Calvin Savage, I think you look at the fact that he's played for the South Africa under-19 team, but what it's showing me is players that have done well in that MLC Champions Open. Picked up 7 wickets, the most. He had the second most dot balls last week in those 4 matches. He is someone that you're going to get pure value, but also a lot of batting value because of what he brings to the fore with his finishing ability. So I'm excited to see how the 6'5" man is going to go in that Texas yellow. He's got Rusty Theron, his fellow South African with him, and I think it's just going to be pure excitement because this is a man that I think is so mature, but also brings that leadership to a side. He did it in the minor league with that Chicago franchise as mentioned, and I'm sure he'll be looking to do it with Texas and also learn from being in a professional setup like that. Picked 19 T20s he's played back in South Africa, and of course in MLC this year in the minor leagues, 272 runs, and also picked up 17 wickets at an average of just 15 and the economy of 5. So he's been brilliant. But no time to waste, Aman Patel, in this draft. Our commissioner is ready with yet another selection.
With their second pick, Los Angeles Knight Riders select Unmuk Chand. Unicorns, you're now on the clock.
Unmuk Chand, a man that, of course, captained the India under-19 side back in that 2012 World Cup, got 100 in that final as well, and is so well known not only in this country but globally. He's played pretty much in most tournaments around the world, and what does he bring? Probably that quality top-order batting, someone that
Last
can
time I
maximize the power
interviewed
play.
you, it was for the minor league finals, and now I'm interviewing you after you just got picked in Major League Cricket. How are you feeling?
Well, it feels great to be part of KKR. Hopefully, this time we win the championship. Last time we couldn't, but I'm very grateful to KKR and would love to be part of this beautiful franchise.
Love that. Congratulations.
Nikhil, it made sense. The man who's played so much minor league cricket for the Silicon Valley Strikers, wearing number 9, he's going to stay in California, and he's just quality. You mentioned it. Everyone's known the 1,300 runs, the most in minor league cricket, 200s to his name, 11 50s, a high score of 132. Loves to play on turf, and we've seen him at Church Street Park, at the Musa Stadium down here in Texas, have a lot of success. Went to the Big Bash and was first Indian player to do that as well. Someone who, I think, again, brings you that top order batting.
Well, of course, teams will be thinking about their next picks. Remember, they have 3 minutes in this second round, and of course up until the 5th round. But really ironic because Umuk Chan, of course, played in the IPL back in India, played for the Mumbai Indians, played for the Delhi Daredevils back then, and now, of course, will be going to the Knight Riders. And I mean, excited to see a new beginning for him in a country where, of course, he sort of had a rebirth, and he's dominated proceedings in the 2 seasons, as you mentioned, scored the most runs. But you look at the numbers along with it, he's averaged over 50, and he's scored a couple hundreds as well in T20 cricket in the minor league, and he's dominated. So I'm excited to see now, with this professional step up into this MLC tournament, how, of course, he adapts.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it's all about the adaptation for these guys. But, Nico, we got to look at this next pick because we're talking about where do the San Francisco Unicorns go. It's all of this California stuff going out there. And our commissioner, well, he's got the pick.
The San Francisco Unicorns select Liam Plunkett. MI New York, you are on the clock.
Liam Plunkett, the former England World Cup winner, of course, back in that 2019 World Cup. He's 37 years old, but let me tell you, Aman, this man is no short of any cricketing ability. He's got all the skills. I love speaking to him because of the knowledge he's able to share. A man, of course, with so much variation, can hit the deck really hard, and I've seen him. He can still get up to those high speeds of 135 plus. I've watched him bowl in the country.
Now, welcome to the stage, a representative of the Unicorns. I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good.
I heard you have some pretty exciting news for us.
Yeah, we're really excited to announce that Aaron Finch will be our captain, and we're excited to have him play for us. Go Unicorns!
Well, I think he's going to absolutely love playing with the experience and the professionalism of Liam Plunkett, and I'm sure that's part of the reason. They have that top order batter. No need to reach for one here. Go get your experience. You mentioned Liam Plunkett, plenty of pace still on him. Might be 37 years old, but there's plenty of good days left with him. You get a World Cup winner. He was known for bowling the cutters, the change-up deliveries, and he can still do that in the middle periods. It's a vastly important thing in T20 cricket to bowl those middle overs. I think Liam Plunkett fits in perfectly.
I think you look at 2 guys that have been drafted already in Rassi Theron and Liam Plunkett. 2 older guys, 37 years old, but that experience has helped them grow so much, and also it's impacted other younger players in this nation. Variations, the skill, adapting to conditions. I'm very happy for them. I just think, Aman Patel, that the next pick is in already. I see the commish ready, Mr. Justin Gill.
With their second pick, MI New York selects Hamad Azam. Washington Freedom, you are back on the clock.
Well, there it is. We talked about when do we get to see these pace bowlers come off the board, Nikhil, and there is one of the first. It's Hamad Azam, someone who's debuted for Pakistan, played under 19, but with the Golden State Grizzlies has been really spectacular. And he's someone who, again, brings in that pace bowling, always vital, can open, can close. I think it's a great pick there for this team.
Well, I'm definitely not surprised because when you look at what he did a year ago in 2021, he had injuries this year, didn't play as much, but in the minor league, he was the most valuable player. So teams obviously are very cognizant of the minor league cricket, which has been played now for just about 3 seasons in this country. Hamad Azam is a genuine 6-hitter, such a clean strike of the ball. And also when he's bowling, because of his variation, he can, of course, be a huge asset. Played 98 T20s and has, of course, represented Pakistan at the highest level in 11 one-day internationals and 5 T20 internationals. So it seems like the all-rounders are quick to go off the board.
Absolutely. Again, he is someone who can give you that at the back end. A huge six-hitter. We saw it in the MLC Champions Open. And you mentioned it. These guys who performed in the Champions Open seem to be getting some preference from these teams. And I think it's because when you get that hands-on experience, when you get to see them up close and in person, they can truly impress. And Hamad Azam is doing it. Well, more guys are impressing because Justin Gill, he's ready to go.
With their second pick, Washington Freedom select, Mukhtar Ahmed. Seattle Orcas, you are back on the clock.
Mukhtar Ahmed, the former Pakistan international, 6 T20 Is at the highest level for Pakistan, but you're getting a genuine opening batsman who can exploit in the power play. 46 T20s, he's got 3 T20 international, 3 T20 hundreds, but has played in the PSL for the Karachi Kings, for the Lahore Qalandars. This man has got so much ability.
Once again, people are going to think I'm repetitive, but I hear you have some exciting news.
Yeah, we are very pleased to announce that we have signed up Andrik Nortje.
Yeah, I think what Nortje brings is that a rare ability when you look around world cricket to consistently bowl deliveries above 150 Ks. And that has made his slower ball so lethal. You look at him across formats, he is a world-class performer. And I think it's a huge, advantage for the league to have a player of his caliber competing later this year. I'm excited to see how he does in these conditions in the United States. But listen, that man is a superstar. You've got Andrik Nortje. You've got, of course, Mukhtar Ahmed, who they've just picked. So clearly, again, teams are structuring these domestic picks based on their internationals that they select. Nortje is a seamer. They don't need fast bowling. They're going for opening batting. And let me tell you something, Aman. I've watched Mukhtar Ahmed when he made those 2 international 50s against Zimbabwe. He is a serious player because of those fast hands, how strong he is square of the wicket. He's one you want to keep your eye on later this year.
I'm excited. Could you imagine seeing Andrik Nortje in Texas bowling at those 150 Ks? That's just something, if you told me 2 years ago, I would have never believed it. But that's the magic of Major League Cricket. And as you mentioned, teams are smart about what they're picking. They're not just picking the guys that you would think, okay, he's made the biggest splash across everything we've seen. No, it's the guys who fit roles. And that's what T20 cricket is. It's roles. And that's exactly what these teams need.
Back to our commissioner for another pick.
With their second pick, the Seattle Orcas select Shayhan Jayasuriya. We are now on a 2-minute strategic break.
Arguably the best player of spin in this draft. I've watched this man for a long time when he played for Sri Lanka at the international level in those 12 ODIs and, of course, 18 T20s. He's played over 85 T20s at the highest level, and he has absolutely dominated cricket in this country. 2 back-to-back hundreds back in the minor league season, averaged 39. As I mentioned, he's excellent against spin. He's the second highest all-time scorer in this MLC tournament, and he's going to be a special addition for the Orcas. That's round 2, done and dusted.
Well, I love it, Nico. I absolutely love that finish with Shayhan Jayasuriya, and I can't wait to see what round 3 brings.
From where it was to where it is now, it's incredible. I think there's so many new players in this country, and it will only strengthen the cricket in this region and in this country as a whole. Yeah, I just think it's very exciting for it to finally be here. I think we've all waited a couple of years now for it to be here, so that's probably the most exciting thing that's finally happening. And if I hear all the overseas guys that's coming, which is really exciting, and it will just make American cricket really great. As for me, we'll see what happens. Obviously, I'm really excited for it. Whatever happens. So it's something that's completely out of my control. But yeah, if I go high, I'll be very excited.
Really exciting to hear from Andreas Gauss, and I mean, he's someone that you've caught up with and you've also seen very closely. What is that team getting when they select him?
We mentioned it earlier. It was a pleasure to sit down with him. He's a family man, but he's someone who takes cricket so seriously, brings a professionalism to the game. And again, we just haven't talked about what he does behind the stumps. It's impressive, and it's something that every team should look at. But man, they're flying through, but we got to start round three. Let's see what Justin Gill has.
Well, you just heard round 3 has begun, and of course, now it's, I think, where it gets a bit more interesting, because I think you got some expected names off the board, but I think now teams will have to cater for a bit of unexpected selections, and I think you're seeing Rusty Theron go in the first round. I knew Calvin Savage with that height would be one to watch, but I didn't think he would go as early as he did. I think that Texas side is showing that they can be a bit unorthodox with their selections.
Well, Seattle as well. We talked about a Harmeet Singh to start, Shehan Jayasuriya. I think they stay West Coast, Nikhil. I think they're going to go Shadi Van Skolkovic. Go get yourself an all-rounder. Not many of them to go around. Someone who plays in Seattle as well. Just rebuild that franchise. He's a fantastic player. One of the nicest people you'll ever meet. I think it makes sense.
Well, I think we've seen a real variety of players. We've seen the Ulmuk Chans in terms of that top order quality. I think more people expected to see more batsmen going this early, but it shows you the depth. I think when you look around at some of the names still there, Sami Aslam, Aaron Jones, who is of course playing for the USA, there's a lot of that top order ability. So I think teams are more relaxed and eager to go for a lot of those all-rounders, but watch out for the spin as well. We have a lot of spin in this draft on offer. Let's go to our commissioner, who's going to have the first pick of this third round.
With their third pick, Seattle Orcas select Shubman Ranjani. Washington Freedom, you are now on the clock.
Shubham Ranjani, the all-rounder from India, and he has been a real sort of developmental project in the last 6 months. You look at his minor league final performance, he got a 50 and 4 wickets. Then in the MLC Champions Open last week, scored a 50 in the final. He has been brilliant in the way he's developed his ability. Of course, has been around that Rajasthan Royals franchise in the IPL. And he is someone you want to keep your eyes on because of what he brings to the table.
He's just been exciting, Nikhil, in all phases of the game. Great in the field with the bat. He's shown the ability. You mentioned middle order batting. There's a lack of it. Well, he's someone who can bat that middle order, lower middle order, come in and hit the ball around with the ball. Not the quickest guy. Doesn't have the greatest swing on offer, but he just has a knack of taking wickets. A strike rate of 12 in minor league cricket. That means he's taking a wicket every 2 overs. And in T20 cricket, that's exactly what you're looking for. Again, a little surprising he went this high, but you mentioned unorthodox picks. Those are what's going to sell.
Well, let's go back to our commissioner, who has yet another pick. They're flying through in this draft.
Washington Freedom select Obis Pinar. MI New York, you are now on the clock.
Big fan of Obis Pinar. Plays for the Morsel Raptors in minor league cricket. Someone who's went over to Abu Dhabi as part of the T10 side there. I think he's one of the best players in the league. I don't think he's quite had the run of form he's looking for, but I love it.
You've heard your name called. You can finally take a breath. How are you feeling about being a part of the first ever MLC season?
Yeah, really excited. I mean, we've been waiting a long time, so it's just, yeah, so good to be finally here.
I love that. Congratulations.
But what you also get with Jacobus Pinar is the bowling. His bowls left arm spin and the arm ball that he has. One of the quickest I've seen in the country and also by extension in the world. He's got the fastest 100 in minor league cricket, and he's one that you definitely want to keep your eye on because of the long levers he possesses. Can really fire the ball in those middle overs where big hitting can be difficult. Can find the boundary, of course, has that left arm spin option, and as you mentioned, he was part of that T10. He gets a lot of overspin with the ball in hand because of that height. He's about 6'4", 6'5". A lot of tall players being selected early, but I definitely think what you get is that all-round presence in this team. And you look at Seattle and the way they've selected, the Washington Freedom really, Gauss, Mukhtar Ahmed and Pinar. They've got their openers set, and now they're going for some all-round ability. Let's go back to our commish.
MI New York select, Eshin Adil. Unicorns, you are now on the clock.
Aman Patel, I believe this man on screen could be the best bowler that we have in this country. You look at his ability with a strong wrist, of course, from Pakistan. He's played Test cricket. He's got those strong wrists behind the ball that allow him to seam the ball very nicely. He has made a huge impression in this country. He got 6 for 26 in his first game of the minor league. He's going to be a huge asset for MI New York.
I love it. Ihsan Adil, we talked about not a lot of pace bowling to go around, and you mentioned it, arguably the best pace bowler you have on offer. Right arm, can bowl with the new ball and move it in both directions. You said it's 6 for in his first, and also someone who's played all across the world, originated in Pakistan. So he's someone who comes in with that experience, and with the Golden State Grizzlies was absolutely fantastic, getting plugged in and really helped them compete in a loaded Pacific Conference. Again, we're talking about roles. Who fits these roles? And he's someone who can bowl in any period of the game. If you want a genuine opener, he's got you. If you want someone who can come in and bowl some cutters, he can bowl as well. And he's got genuine pace on offer.
Yeah, that high release point makes him, I think, a dangerous weapon in this major league, or will make him. Let's go back to our commissioner, Justin Gill.
The San Francisco Unicorns select, Tajinder Singh. LA Knight Riders, you are on the clock.
Well, Tajinder Singh, someone who you won't know from minor league cricket, but someone who's come over and he really impressed in this Champions Open. Scored a great 50 on a really hard deck, Nico. You mentioned as one of your performances of that day, and I would have to agree with you because, again, not an easy deck to bat on, and we talked about it. It's what you've done with the scouts around you, and I think that's why he's getting selected here in this round.
Well, our viewers at home watching in India will know this man very well because he's been part of the Mumbai Indians setup. He's been part of the Kings 11 Punjab setup in the IPL. But you mentioned it in the MLC Champions Open. He got to 53 in 30-odd deliveries on a very difficult surface for batting. The ball wasn't coming onto the bat. And I think that innings itself showed these scouts on display then a lot about him and what he's made of. He's someone that really is very explosive in those first 6 overs. He is another one to watch, and I think adds that power play depth. Let's go back to our commissioner, Justin Gill.
Los Angeles Knight Riders select, Jaskaran Malhotra. Team Texas, you are now on the clock.
Setup, and someone who's absolutely dominated when he's played for the USA. Again, has that 6 sixes, is one of 4 men on the planet who've ever done it in the history of cricket, and he's going to be joining some really good faces over there. Ali Khan, a teammate, Unmukt Chand, someone he was just captaining as part of this MLC Champions Open. He's going to be absolutely ecstatic, and he's ready to go for the Knight Riders.
I gotta ask, you've got yourself a little fan group out there. How's it feel to be selected in the MLC draft?
It feels really good. I mean, that's my team, Knight Riders. They've always supported me, and it's a pleasure being here.
Love that. Congratulations.
Well, of course, Jaskaran Malhotra, known for that 173 not out he scored against Papua New Guinea. 6 sixes, the second man in international, well, one international cricket to do it after Herschel Gibbs. And I think he will be overjoyed to join that franchise just based on what they've been able to achieve in the past.
Team Texas selects Lahiru Malanta.
Well, Nico, we've got a pattern of wicket keepers. We saw
Teams
Jaskaran
now on a
Malhotra just go,
strategic break.
and now we've seen Lahiru Malanta. We talk about depth. Well, keeping depth, is it there? Tajinder Singh, wicketkeeper. Jaskaran Malhotra, wicketkeeper. Lahiru Malanta, wicketkeeper. Someone who scored the most runs for the Marshall Raptors. Going to now be in Texas with the CSK side. I think he's going to have an absolute blast. One of the nicest individuals you'll ever meet. He's always fun, always got a smile on his face. And with the bat, any width, and it's gone.
As you mentioned, that's his strong suit, width on offer, but also did very well in the Nepal T20 League earlier this year. where he scored the third most runs in that tournament. Of course, he's played for the Sri Lankan A side. He's played a lot in the Lankan Premier League. 45 professional T20s before coming to the United States. He's averaged 25 with a strike rate of just under 140. So he's a guy that I think you want opening your batting. You want batting in the power play, because he's someone that if he's set and gets going, he can really tear oppositions apart, especially in those middle period, because of his ability against spin and to dominate and sort of pierce the gaps. He's going to be an exciting prospect to watch as he goes about his major league career. That's already 3 rounds done and dusted, and it's been very fascinating.
I guess the whole concept to have something like this was always on the horizon, and I guess for me it was wanting to be part of something a little bit bigger than just yourself. This is obviously, you know, part of the American game that we're trying to build, but also part of the global game we're trying to grow. This is now home for, you know, myself obviously, but a lot of these other domestics. We've got a pride in this, that we've done our time here. We want to thrive. We want to play against good cricketers. So we're probably going to try and hold some of those international guys to the same expectations that we're producing on ourselves. And I think that's a big part to it, where you normally sit back, wait for the internationals to come in and they do their thing and everyone kind of gets on with it. Where I think here's going to be, don't come here and mess around. This is our home. We need to produce the goods. Here's different because we've kind of flipped the script and gone almost back to front. It's kind of like we're going to get the franchise competition with the intent to increase the pathway for other players to come in. Whether it is getting guys from other countries to come in, they see the opportunity, and if they do, that's fantastic. But it's trying to just rewrite it in a slightly different way, and I think that's probably a big unique part about this, is we're going from, I guess, again, like I said, the opposite way to how everyone else has done it. I think it's going to be a high level of expectation, and I think those international players are going to arrive here raring to go, and the domestics are going to have to do what we can to get ready as well.
Mr. Corey Anderson himself, and with his international experience, he's going to be amazing to see back in action at that level again. Let's go back to our commissioner to officially begin round number 4.
Team Texas, you are on the clock.
Well, in these latter rounds now, Aman, I think you could be looking at some of that quality spin. I think there's Sarbjit Ladder there, there's Akhilesh Badogam, who impressed in that MLC Champions Open. I think there's even a Noshas Kanjiga and a Kareem Agor. Those are names to keep your eyes on, because there's not a lot of that spin quality, you know, in terms of the depth, as much as sort of a top order batting that you have in this draft. So I think you could see some spinners come off the board.
I think you hit it on the head, and the track record we've seen is these scouts like people that they've seen up close and in person. Sarbjit Ladda has impressed with ball in hand. He took a massive amount of wickets. A name you didn't mention, Ali Sheikh. I know he's under 23, and I know the 9th round is specifically made for those under 23s, but he's someone, if you want that spinner, someone who's played in Texas, I think it makes sense. Let's see what Justin Gill has to offer.
Team Texas selects Milan Kumar. LA Knight Riders, you're on the clock.
58 T20s. Milan Kumar, of course, from India, was once the highest run scorer in the Ranji Trophy in Indian first-class cricket. He's been part of the Royal Challengers Bangalore setup in the IPL. He's also been part of the Delhi Daredevil setup. And I think, after Shayan Jayasuriya, maybe the second best player against spin. Such a quality addition. Let's go to Paxton.
How are you feeling?
Feeling good now, but a bit of nervous.
Hey, it's fine. I'd be nervous too. I mean, I'm nervous for you, but now you can take a breath. So, are you excited?
Yes, I am.
Perfect. Love that. Congratulations.
Well, maybe not a man with many words, but a man with many shots that he can play. Has scored 100 in minor league cricket. Someone who bats at a strike rate of 142. And again, impressed in this Champions Open that we saw here in Prairie View, Texas. Again, not only with bat in hand, but I think it's what he did in the final, Nikhil, that's really sent him over the top. With the off spin, bowled quality overs, took big time wickets. He has 21 wickets in minor league cricket at an economy of 7.24. Yes, the batting is what's going to get you picked, but it's the bowling that's going to find him inside consistently, and I think that's why Texas went with him.
Yeah, of course, and Texas with that Chennai Super Kings influence, and they have been, I think, pretty surprising off the board, but they're picking some quality performers. Let's go back to our commish.
The Los Angeles Knight Riders select Nitish Kumar. Unicorns, you're on the clock.
Well, former Canadian international player. He's got so much experience at that highest level, but you look at the way he's gone about things in all conditions. He's been to the Caribbean. He's done well in the regional Super 50 there, playing for the Leeward Islands. And an excellent top-order bat you get.
You can take a breath.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited about to be with the Kolkata Knight franchise.
I love that. Any piece of advice for people out there that are looking to break into professional sports like you just did?
You just got to stick with it. You got to battle adversity, but you just got to stick with it.
Congratulations.
Well, Nitish Kumar, you heard him say there in terms of his excitement. He's a very prolific player on the front foot, and that's something that you don't find with a lot of players in this MLC draft. A lot of them are very strong off the back foot, but Kumar is happy to use his feet, come down the track, and also I think square of the wicket as well is sort of what differentiates him in terms of the other top order batters. I mentioned his international average. The average is over 30, a strike rate of 130. The list goes on and on in terms of accolades about this young man. But he's a real talent and prospect. He's only 28 years old and someone that the Knight Riders can invest in for a long time to come.
Absolutely. You talk about square of the wicket. Well, Peter Delapenna will love the fact that he plays reverse sweeps and those regular sweeps quite often. Another very good player of spin. Also fantastic in the field. Was one of the standouts in the MLC Champions Open for what he did there. But also, don't forget about what he can do with ball in hand as well. Someone who can give you some overs if you want it. 28 wickets in minor league cricket, 6.8 economy rate. So he's someone who can do that as well. I think Nitish Kumar, great pick. He's going to be a great player for that side. And it's a loaded side there for KKR, and I think they're going to have a fun time.
Yeah, they've gone very heavy in terms of batting. You look at Unmuk Chand, you look at Jaskar Malhotra, and now Nitish Kumar. So I think it reveals to me that their overseas players, which of course they haven't released as yet, could be very bowling dominant. We're going to find out in the next coming weeks. Let's go back to our commissioner.
The San Francisco Unicorn select Chaitanya Bishnoi. MI New York, you're on the clock.
Well, here we go. Chaitanya Bishnoi. Intriguing. You have the left-handed bat that he possesses, someone who's played a lot of domestic cricket in India. Again, someone you were just intrigued by because we hadn't seen a lot of him coming in to this Champions Open, this draft, and you're wondering, what do teams want? Well, once again, we've seen the fact that if you're at the Champions Open, the scouts are looking at you and they're addressing and they want to pick you there.
Well, we did see him open the batting in that MLC Champions Open. They've already got Tajinder Singh, so now you've got two openers, and again, another team that's gone very batting heavy. We mentioned that they're going to be led by Aaron Finch, so it'll be interesting to see if they go with a Singh or a Bishnoi to open alongside him. But as you mentioned, the left-arm spin he brings to the table, of course, playing in Indian conditions, got vast experience in first class in the Ranji Trophy, so he's going to be, I think, a good complement to that team. Back to our commissioner.
MI New York select Nosh Kenjigi. Washington Freedom select Saurabh Netravalkar. Orcas, you are back on the clock.
Well, you mentioned it, Nikhil. It's the fact that international players are starting to go.
Washington Freedom. You guys know what I'm doing by now, so what news do you have to tell us?
We're pleased to announce that our second overseas signing is Punindu Hasarenga, subject to Sri Lanka clearance.
Congratulations.
The Seattle Orcas select Cameron Gannon. Teams will now have a strategic break.
Absolutely, and you mentioned it, 6'5". We're starting to see bowlers being taken now. Nashto Skenjigi, Saurabh Netravalkar, and now Cameron Gannon. And again, he is someone 6'5", BBL experience. So when you couple all these things up, genuine pace that you can really hurry a batsman, it's something that you don't normally find. And when you can find it, you're going to love it. And again, bowlers are starting to go. We talked about the spinners. The pacers are going to find their way off the board as well.
Let's talk a bit about some of those that are still on the board. I mean, and I want to look a bit deeper in terms of those, former international players. I think of Bhaskar Yadram, who's an under-23. Brody Couch from Australia, also in the draft. Those two could be going very soon. They're very talented, and also, I think, two players that teams can invest in for the long-term future. It'll be interesting to see, of course, how teams go for the next couple of rounds. Let's go back to our commish, who's going to put the next team on the clock.
Well, Nikhil, we're going to get to the commissioner after we get out of this break.
I feel like there's a lot of talent and a lot of competition in the youth level. So looking at the competition and the future that holds, I feel like it's really good. It was one of the greatest feelings playing for or getting selected as a U.S. Under-19 player. And going to the qualifiers, playing against Bermuda, Argentina, Canada was just a great experience. Yeah, obviously it was really disappointing not getting a chance to redeem ourselves. But I guess it's also a learning experience that, sometimes you just don't get everything and you just got to work hard and see what the future holds for you. So some of my classes I've taken online just so that if I have to travel, I can take it, while traveling. And then, in the mornings I just go to classes, and then I usually go to practice after classes, and then usually do my gym stuff at night. I mean, I've just been working hard and sticking to my basics, and I just thank God that I could perform in this occasion.
Well, I had the pleasure of talking to Ali Sheikh, and he's someone who could be of intrigue in this 5th round, but we got the commissioner at the desk.
Seattle Orcas, you are on the clock.
Well, man, the Seattle Orcas officially on the clock. And let me just check my notes here. As you can see, my MLC notebook. It's a brand new logo, brand new release today. I'm giving the world the exclusive. MLC Major League Cricket coming to your TVs July 13th. You don't want to miss it.
Oh my goodness, Nikhil, no way. Did you say, what was the date again?
July 13th.
July 13th.
Don't miss it. But the Orcas, Harmeet Singh, Shehan Jayasuriya, Shubham Ranjani, and then Cameron Gannon. So I think they've looked at the minor league season, because those are basically the top performers with the exception of Cameron Gannon.
Absolutely. Again, they've heavily factored in that minor league season. They haven't got that spinner involved yet, and I think that's where they are going to go and look at.
Well, they do have the Harmeet Singh, who is probably the best spinner, but you want that depth. You definitely want that backup addition, and it'll be interesting to see which way they go. We haven't heard about their overseas players as yet, but remember, these teams will be structuring a lot of what they do at this domestic draft on those overseas selections. Up to 9 allowed in the team at one time, and of course 7 domestics picked tonight to complete that. 6 domestics, picked tonight to complete that 15 players. And then of course the teams have an option of adding 1 wildcard selection after the minor league season later this year. So exciting times. Let's go back to the commish.
The Seattle Orcas select Aaron Jones. Orcas, you're on the clock.
I loved the yeah over on the side. That was great. What news do you have to tell us?
We have some amazing news. Quinton de Kock will be joining us this season. Seattle Orcas. Go Orcas!
Love that.
And we just heard these teams have clearly gone, to the highest point to get these international stars in.
It's absolutely exciting to get to see him with the gloves in hand. You mentioned everything with the bat, but he's phenomenal behind the stumps, and he's going to have someone in Aaron Jones who, he could bat up top of the order with him, but he can also bowl that leg spin to him, and that's the exciting part there.
I always tease Aaron Jones about his leg spin, but he backs himself, he fancies himself. But Aaron Jones and De Kock, two excellent additions in terms of the batting. Back to our commish because the next pick is in.
Washington Freedom select Saad Ali. MI New York, you're on the clock.
Well, Saad Ali, a player, of course, from Pakistan. He's played in the PSL, has done very well in T20 cricket back in Pakistan, Aman. And I think when you look at what he's achieved, especially coming to the MLC Champions Open that last week, he would have made a huge impact. He's represented Pakistan at the highest level in one international cricket. He's played in the PSL for the Quetta Gladiators, and he got 2 scores of 45 and 36 last weekend, which would have made him sort of one to watch when you come into this draft.
Also someone who strikes the ball at over 135 in minor league cricket. Someone who can just bat. You feel he's going to be a top order bat, but you understand that he might have that ability to adjust in the middle order, maybe just be able to play a little bit of a different game. Again, this is where the depth of the batting comes to the challenge, because again, we have all these batters available, but it's who do you think can fit in roles, who do you think can adjust? And right now, I think they're doing a splendid job at it. I think Saad Ali is someone really special. We brought it up in the Champions Open, made a name for himself. Excited to see what he has to bring. And
teams are going for that added experience, those that have played a high number of matches in their domestic formats. We've seen Saad Ali, Tajinder Singh, Shatishna Bishnoi. The next pick is in.
With pick number 27, MI New York select Monank Patel. San Francisco Unicorns, you're on the clock.
Monank Patel selected for the MI New York team, the current captain in both white ball formats for the USA. And, I mean, you get a real quality batter from Monank Patel, especially in ODI cricket. He has excelled, Aman, but also is very capable in the T20 international format. We've just seen the vice-captain of the USA go in Aaron Jones. Now Monank Patel follows him, and I think 2 excellent additions. Great to see that international experience is being credited by these franchises.
An incredible player. Again, you mentioned captain of both white ball formats, someone who scored hundreds in ODI cricket in Texas. So now you get to see that consistently through Major League Cricket. I think he's someone who brings a different aspect. Again, can be the guy behind the stumps if you want someone with the gloves in hand. Also just a leader of men. Again, the captain. He's someone who can just come in, calm, a different presence in a locker room, especially in a T20 game where emotions just go back and forth. Someone who can just be a calming presence in that locker room.
Yeah, I think the leadership will be key. And just to touch on those international players, we've seen Stephen Taylor, Ken Jige, Aaron Jones, Monank Patel. So the USA team, I'm sure they'll be watching this. They're in Namibia for those World Cup qualifiers, and I'm sure there'll be a few smiles on a few faces. It's 2:30 a.m. while this draft is happening in Namibia. I hope the guys are up, awake, and are happy, of course, with their selections. Ladies and gentlemen, this is history. The first ever launch of cricket in the country that I think doesn't quite know it needs it just yet. Of course, a Cricket T20 Franchise League. I am so excited. Let's find out some more picks from our commissioner.
San Francisco Unicorn select Carmine Leroux. LA, you are now on the clock.
Well, there we go. Picks are just flying in and out of the board. And again, just when we talk about all these different roles and fits for teams, it just makes a lot of sense that you're going to see a lot of these guys. Like Carmi Leroux, someone with just incredible pace, left arm pacer, someone who's just really intriguing. Injury issues, that could be something that holds him back, but you love it.
Seems like you've got a support system here. How does it feel to now be a part of MLC?
Yeah, so it's an amazing opportunity, I think. Yeah, excited to be a part of where I'm from, so yeah, very keen.
Congratulations.
I think it was only a matter of time when we would see Carmine Leroux pretty much go off the board, because he's 6'5", as we just saw, towering over everyone on stage. But when he's healthy, he can definitely ramp up the pace and go above that 140 kilometers per hour. And also the bounce that he extracts off that fullish length has been a serious problem. He's played in the minor league, but only 5 matches this season. He picked up 9 wickets. He has that experience playing in the Zanzi Super League back in South Africa before he made the trip to come over here. I think a lot of potential to see from him as he joins the Major League. Back to the next pick.
The Los Angeles Knight Riders select Cornet Dry. Team Texas, you are now on the clock.
Well, first, Ali Khan was their first pick, and now they're going with another seamer in Cornet Dry. When you look at his build, both on and off the cricket field, you say this guy is surely a fast bowler. He's got probably the most fluent run-up I've ever seen in cricket. He's been a real prospect to watch in his first minor league season, lit the world on fire with the second most wickets. He's got the height, the fluent run-up, the perfect build, as we keep emphasizing, and of course that professional experience coming from South Africa with his 22 T20s, picking up 18 wickets.
It's just an exciting prospect, and we mentioned bowlers are just going to start to fly off the board. You don't see a lot of real quality bowlers. He's someone who lit up minor league cricket. Talk about 47 wickets across 29 innings at an economy rate of 7.32, and that clip from Church Street Park is the first time I got to see him up close in person, and he left everybody in Church Street Park amazed. We were all saying, who is Cornet Dry? We need to figure this guy out, and we're going to watch him for a long time throughout these franchises.
Yeah, and those watching us and joining us globally will remember Cornet Dry from that 2012 Under-19 World Cup, where he represented the South African Under-19 side. So he's a well-known name and, of course, a well-known seamer. Back to the commish, who's got another pick.
Team Texas select Sami Aslam. Teams are now on a strategic break.
International experience playing a big part. He's played 4 one-day internationals. He's played Test cricket, Sami Aslam, and also, of course, captain the Pakistan Under-19 side. I'm sure a lot of people in Pakistan will be very happy to see Sami Aslam almost returning to that professional level of cricket back in the major league. He's an excellent sweeper and sort of player of spin, and of course plays the ball so late. That's his highlights from Test cricket, where he would score that 50 against England. He is a quality top order bat.
Quality, as you mentioned, again, can play anywhere on that order. You feel he's a top order player, but 948 runs through minor league cricket can give you something with the ball. Not going to be asked to, I don't think. But again, you just talk about what he can do with the bat. A leader for the Golden State Grizzlies, and he's going to be a leader for his side. Nikhil, what a round we just experienced here.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of surprises. I mean, we would have done a draft work coming into this, but I'm telling you, Aman, right now it's just haywire because it's on nothing to plan. But I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and just to see the happiness on these cricketers' face, because this is something that's been in the works for 3 years. And to see it finally coming to fruition, where these guys will have that global audience, of course, in the Major League to represent their respective franchises, is going to be so special to see. And don't forget, when they rub shoulders with a Wanindu Hasaranga, with a Anrik Nortje, a Quinton de Kock, it's only going to help their game elevate into a huge and into a much more massive way. But of course, yet another round completed.
If you told me 5 years ago, or like even 3 years ago, that I would be playing with like Liam Plunkett or Dane or like Shayan, like I went to lunch with Shayan today, like, but things like that, like I used to watch these guys on TV, but now it's just like I can have a casual conversation about anything with them. So, yeah, it's awesome. Like I pick up a lot of stuff on the field, but also just off the field. It's just cool to like talk to them and just hear about their experiences, especially because they're all from different parts of the world. So you hear a lot about like different cultures and just different things that people have gone through. I think Dane's leadership is one thing that, like, I mean, I know Dane I know Dane the most just because like he's our captain at the Raptors. His leadership has definitely stuck out to me. I think the way he like came in and managed our team and just like he knows how to like keep everyone involved and kind of like guide our team towards like a goal of like winning the championship. It didn't happen for us unfortunately last year, but like even now, like that's still a very big goal of mine. I want to win a minor league championship. But yeah, his leadership and like the way he managed people was something that I think like eventually in the future that I want to be able to like, whether it's cricket or in the workplace, it doesn't really matter, but just like being able to have that skill set and just like understand how to like work with different types of people and still like find a way to create like a common goal for you guys to work towards. I didn't start cricket like knowing that all these things were going to happen. I just started playing just because like when India won the World Cup, like it was a big deal for my family. Like we watched like the whole World Cup on TV and stuff. So that's why I started. It was never like with the intention of like, oh, I have to achieve something in cricket. I think that only started like maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, probably. I'd say like around 2018, 2019 is probably when it really picked up. But yeah, like obviously like I'd be very happy. But hopefully there's a lot more to come and this isn't just the end of it.
Fantastic to hear from one of the exciting under-23 prospects, Abhiram Bolisetti. 5 rounds done and dusted. It's time for the business end of this draft. Let's go to our commissioner to begin round 6. Well, round 6 has officially begun, and I'm very happy and pleased to announce that we've got the San Francisco Unicorns' newest team selectee, Mr. Liam Plunkett, alongside us. Aman, Liam, welcome. Congratulations. How are you feeling, man?
Good, thanks. It's exciting to be part of this. It's still crazy to think about Houston and NASA, cricket draft, Major League. It's all happened. And obviously to be part of this franchise, it's very exciting.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Never really thought this would happen. Being here in Houston, you've seen a bunch of cricketers up close and in person. What does this impress you about cricket in the USA?
I think coming across, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I got introduced to cricket. And then maybe a year and a half ago when I came across again, delving into the guys who've played a lot of first-class cricket, played international cricket. It's just a lack of opportunities in terms of the training. But once we got together and we started producing some high-performance camps, you could see the guys how talented they were. They just needed opportunity to express that with their skills. But yeah, I've been very impressed, and hopefully the international players coming across are going to help these guys with their skills and keep improving them.
Well, Liam, we're just going to pause you for a minute because the next pick is in.
Team Texas select Cameron Stevenson. LA Knight Riders, you're now on the clock.
Well, yeah, another pick. Cameron Stevenson, the seamer, has also played international cricket. Aman, Liam, have you seen Cameron Stevenson? What do you make of him?
I've seen highlights of him. I've seen him play, Aussie guy. I've seen him play over in Australia. Hit the bat hard. A solid Australian cricketer. That's what you would class him. Hits the bat hard, tall, and obviously he's going to be a good asset to the guys, Texas.
I must say, Liam, we've seen a lot of the international players go off the board early. Is that sort of expected, the guys that have played international cricket?
I think this is the first year. It's a bit of people not guessing, but it's the first time anything's been happened like this, especially in America. I guess the guys who've got experience and international experience can help the franchise, help the MLC team also give advice of the locals and expand that Major League franchise down the line. But hopefully people like myself and Corey at San Fran can help that team.
Well, back to the commish for another pick in this round 6.
Los Angeles Knight Riders select Ali Sheikh. San Francisco Unicorns, you're on the clock.
Well, Nico, we only knew it was a matter of time before we saw an under-23 come off the board. You can see it. Everyone celebrating Ali Sheikh. Liam, you've been up close and in person with him. What do you make of the kid?
Excellent. I think he's a very good talent. He works really hard behind the scenes down in Dallas with Bert, especially on his S&C. And even the combine last week, he played amazing cricket. Probably the MVP of that week. So I'm very, very happy for Ali, and hopefully he'll be very successful there.
I think when you look at sort of the fielders in this competition, he's probably the best in that MLC Champions Open. Let's hear from him.
Congratulations, Los Angeles. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. It's going to be a great experience.
So what are you looking forward to most to being part of MLC?
I'm looking forward to playing with the international players that are going to be part of this franchise.
Congratulations.
Now, one thing to note for those watching at home, Ali Sheikh is an under-23 player, the first one picked, but each team will still have to pick an under-23 in that final round. But Ali Sheikh, his fielding, especially Aman, has been a special asset that I think has probably attracted the Knight Riders even more.
I've played a lot of cricket with Ali Sheikh, and yeah, it's something he's always been so good at, just in the field, impacting games. And then we talk about the left arm spin, what he can bring there, and also the bat. Again, spinners are something that's hard to come by, but left arm spin is so prominent in this country. What sets Ali Sheikh apart to you?
I think he's willing to learn, and as I said, behind the scenes he works really hard. He puts himself in difficult situations. He likes to bowl the hard overs. The willingness to learn is the biggest key for me. He always wants to improve.
Well, we know it's quick, Liam. Let's go back to our commish. Who's got the next pick?
With the 33rd pick, San Francisco Unicorn select Brody Couch. Emma New York, you're on the clock.
We've got another representative, which means we have more exciting news. What do you have to tell us?
Yeah, I'm delighted to announce that Marcus Stoinis is a San Francisco Unicorn.
MI New York select Sarabjit Ladder. Washington Freedom, you're now on the clock.
Sarabjit Ladder, the leg spinner, and pretty much we were expecting this at some stage. He's played in the IPL. The Mumbai Indians think team would have had a good look at him, and he's really someone with that googly who can be very dangerous, Liam. You would have had a close eye at him in the minor league as well.
Yeah, played against him on the East Coast last year when he was playing at Washington. Also, the last few months when I've been down in Maryland training at the centre there, he's been in there. He's doing his coaching, and he's not the easiest to pick. Very experienced. He'd be a very useful asset for the guys.
Yeah, again, spin is something we've talked about. Just we don't know where people are going to go with these spinners, and are they going to take them higher? Are they going to take them later? And Sarabjit Ladder, he just impressed in this Champions Open. Why do you think he's just always amongst the wickets?
I think he's very good and controlled. He can control his line and length. He mixes his pace up well, and his experience. He's probably as old as me, if not older. So he's very, very experienced. He can read people well, sets his field accordingly. Yeah, very switched on cricketer.
We want to ask about that experience very soon, because I think we may have the next pick very soon. But you can see Liam Plunkett, Sarabjit Ladder, Rassi Theron. Clearly the value is in age, so me and Aman have some work to do. Let's go back to our commissioner.
Washington Freedom select Dane Pete. Seattle Orcas, you're on the clock.
Dane Pete, someone who's played Test cricket, comes off the board, someone who captains the Morsel Raptors. You would have seen a lot of Dane Pete. What do you make of it?
Yeah, very good. Very experienced as well. Not as old as Ladder or myself, but very experienced. Played a lot of good cricket back in South Africa. He's going to be a great addition. I'm not sure about his dress attire, but that's a different thing we need to talk about.
How does it feel to be selected for Washington Freedom?
It's actually amazing. Mr. Sanjay Goval, he gave up one of his townhomes when I moved to the country, free of charge. So it gets the gift that keeps on giving. So thank you guys for selecting me.
Congratulations.
Well, Liam, it's actually perfect that Dane Pete was actually selected, because I was just going to ask you, experience. What does he bring to the table? His off spin, what does he bring in terms of more than the spin, but with the experience and his age?
Yeah, he's played with some of the best players in the world. He's been in one of the best teams in the world in South Africa, learned from AB and Callis and all these guys. He's still one of the guys, a very traditional off-spinner, like similar to Graham Swan and Nathan Lyon, that traditional off-spin, but he's learning new tricks as he's getting older, the one that goes the other way. Great guy to have around the team, very experienced, and he helps youngsters coming through. He's always willing to help the youngsters.
It gives us a chance also to reflect on your Unicorns team. We've heard about Stoinis, we've heard about Aaron Finch, yourself is there, Tajinder Singh, Brody Couch. You happy with that sort of setup so far?
Yeah, obviously Corey's there as well, which is it's great. Obviously myself and Corey for international cricket. Hopefully we can help these guys bring the youngsters through. We're still willing to learn as we're getting older, but that team with the overseas, it feels very happy to me, very successful to me.
Let's find out who's the next pick in this Major League Cricket draft.
The Seattle Orcas select Norman Anwar. Teams are now on a strategic break.
Opening batter is very strong in the power play overs. Really is that X-Factor type player, because he can really take you apart in the power play, especially in those first six.
We have more exciting news.
Well, so the second signing for Seattle Orcas is Mitch Marsh. Go Orcas, go!
Let's also talk about the pick they just made, Noman Anwar, someone who opens the innings for the Michigan Cricket Stars in minor league cricket. What do you think about him?
He's got one pace, and he's very aggressive. So he can get you 50 off 16 balls, or you can get him early. Very exciting to watch. I think he'd be definitely one person to watch in this MLC comp.
Ladies and gentlemen watching wherever you are, those in England, in India, in Pakistan, did you ever think that we would have Liam Plunkett sitting here in a USA cricket draft? The cricket in this country. This is a country of endless possibilities. It's been fantastic so far. That's the end of another round. We're going to be back very soon with a lot more action.
I think it was at the stage of my career where I just played my last test match in India, got back home. I think I was 29 at the time, and having played professionally for 10 years at that time already, I just felt like I needed something new, something fresh, and I was out of contract in South Africa at the time. And I got a DM message, DM message on Instagram, and from Rusty. Was a good friend through the cricket circles, and he told me that something's about to pop in America. Got on a call with him, and the rest is history. You know, I've been a guy known to have taken risks, whether it's bowling, in life, in general, and I mean it's worked out okay for now. But yeah, it's been pretty exciting to be a part of something in the phase that we're at right now. But yeah, I just felt like I needed something new, and it's obviously this was the path that's led.
So much experience on display in this Major League Cricket draft, as we've seen already selected. But of course, the 7th round is underway. Let's go to our commissioner to officially lock it in.
Seattle Orcas, you're on the clock.
Easy like that, Aman. The Seattle Orcas are on the clock. Now, I'm going to put you on the spot, much like these teams are here tonight. Who do you think is sort of the biggest surprise that has not gone as yet?
How about Bhaskar Yadram? You mentioned it, under 23, someone who's a big hitter of the ball and can give you those overs in the middle. I think he's someone that I'm surprised hasn't been off the board yet. I saw him at Church Street Park, hit the biggest 6 I've ever seen onto the tennis court. If you've ever been to Morrisville, you know that's at minimum 100 meters. So he's someone who can really hit the ball. I think he's someone that is shocking me to not be off the board yet.
Well, of course, there is time. 3 more rounds remain. Let's go back to our commish for the first pick of this 7th round.
Seattle Orcas select Fani Samadri.
Fani Samadri. There you go.
Washington Freedom, you're on the clock.
Well, how about that? Staying with Seattle. It seems to be a theme here, Nico. They're looking for their Seattle minor league players, but he's someone just has that knack. MVP of the 2022 minor league season, a big part of why they won that championship season. The king of the sling, if you will, has that slingy action and can bowl in those middle overs, and just kind of popped up out of nowhere, took 40-plus wickets so quickly, and was such an asset for Harmeet Singh and the Thunderbolts. It only makes sense that he's back in Seattle.
Well, I'm excited to see this man in sort of a professional setup like the MLC, because what a story he's had. 2021, he had COVID, only played 9 matches, picked up 9 wickets. In 2022, in the minor league, 18 matches and 46 wickets. Had the most dot balls in the tournament as well, the highest dot ball percentage. He almost gave up on cricket and just played in the local leagues, and has now made his return and will be representing a major league franchise. I am so happy for this man. He's 31 years old, and he's going to be so happy to be part of a new setup and get the added experience. Watch out for that slower ball, Aman Patel, because he gets a slower ball that just grips in the surface and giving the teams that added insight.
Well, it's just a story you love, and that's what this is all about. We're building American cricket, but we're also building all of these dreams. We have another dream to make with Justin Gill.
Washington Freedom select Sujith Gowda.
Well, Sujith Gowda, someone who comes in early on in the innings, over 1,000 runs in minor league cricket, and he's someone who can just add to a skill set, someone who can play down the order as well. 148 is his strike rate, 93 is his high score, 850s in minor league cricket. He's someone to really watch for.
Yeah, I think what he's brought to that Dallas franchise in the minor league has been very impressive. Pretty much on all surfaces. He's very strong square, and you see him there in terms of his minor league highlights. He likes to use his feet against the seam, which is not something you see every day. Of course, grew up in India and will be, I think, a great young talent to learn. I mean, he has a master's as well. He's an educated kid. So that's something as well in terms of his intelligence. But fantastic to see yet another young prospect off the board.
Building dreams, we talked about it, only 26 years of age, and again, that's what it's all about, investing. That's what these teams are doing. Yes, you want to take, we've seen experience, the 37-year-old Liam Plunkett who's made a name for himself, but also these guys who have a chance to do so. And now we have the next man who's going to make a name for himself. Justin Gill, the commish, got the pick.
MI New York selects Shayhan Jahangir. San Francisco Unicorns, you're on the clock.
Well, Cheyenne Jahangir selected, of course, part of that USA team. Another one of those international players who is on international duty, so he's not here at the draft. But this man will literally tear you apart in the power play overs. He's very explosive in the first six, and the man you want at the crease when you only have two fielders outside the circle. He has played for one internationals, made his debut back in 2022, and has also been a part of the Pakistan under-19 side before he moved to the USA. Mention that power in the power play. That's clearly what the MI New York side have gone for, and their coach Jack would have known him well from when he was, of course, playing for that playing for the USA team, and now will play for the Mumbai Indians franchise.
Absolutely. Again, he got to the USA team because of the power that he possesses, his ability to strike the ball in the power play. Now, we're just going to see if it's going to translate. If they want him down the order, translate to that middle period. But we know he can hit the long ball, Nico. That's why he's played for the USA. They wanted someone else who could really be an attacking batter. And we heard Liam say someone has one gear. This is a man who's got one gear.
Yeah, I think the wicket-keeping batting options on display are so fast. I mean, someone like a Smith Patel, Jamar Hamilton are all still available to be picked. It'll be interesting to see if teams that don't have a current wicketkeeper opt to go those directions. But man, I'm looking around this room and I'm seeing so many players with so much ability that are still sitting, have not gone on the draft board as yet. It'll be nervy for them because, of course, this is the first draft of the Major League Cricket. But I mean, there'll be 18 more lucky players, and of course that final round, the rookie round, will be all under 23 prospects.
I'm excited for that under 23 round to see who's going where. Our team's going to wait to take Bhaskar Yadram in that round. I think that'd be a steal to pick him up in the 9th round, to be honest with you. But there's so many exciting players. We've already seen the 223s. You mentioned Jamar Hamilton. He's someone that to keep your eyes on. Incredibly entertaining behind the stumps, if nothing else. It's just when there's a stump mic involved, the man you want behind the stumps is Jamar Hamilton.
Well, of course, he could be one to go in this round as well. Let's go back to our commissioner, who's got another pick.
San Francisco Unicorn select David White.
Well, David White off the board, and you talk about explosiveness, he's right at the top of the list. Hit the most sixes in the minor league this season, of course, from South Africa, has played for their A team, and I'm very happy to see him, who's played on the West Coast, very strong on the front foot and through the offside, and just a quality human being, a leader, genuine leader in this team, and I think he brings a unique skill set to this Knight Riders side.
Absolutely brings a unique skill set because, again, what he can do is just cream the ball. We saw it in this Champions Open, and if you haven't seen it before through minor league cricket, he will come 2 steps down to any pacer and smack the living goodness out of the ball. Hits it a long way, over 1,000 runs in minor league cricket, averages over 40 with a strike rate of 131. He's an exciting guy to have in the power play, but I think he can also definitely adjust down the order for the Unicorns.
Well, it seems like the LA Knight Riders side have gone for 2 things. They've gone for power with Jaskar Malhotra, now with David White, and they've gone for seam bowling, where it was, of course, the Unicorns who made that selection. And I mean, you look at the Unicorns side, all these sides really, I'm finding it really hard to pick a favorite, and we've already had 7 rounds. By now, you should be getting to know sort of who's sort of the better of the 6 teams. But of course, internationals will play a part, and they'll slowly be revealed throughout the night as well as in the coming weeks. So those watching at home want to stay tuned for that. We've already had Marcus Stoinis, we've had Aaron Finch, of course, Quinton de Kock, Anrik Nortje, Hasaranga, some real high-level prospects and talents coming to the MLC. And speaking of prospects, we're going to go back to the commish because he's got another selection.
Los Angeles Knight Riders select Saif Badar. Team Texas, you're on the clock.
Well, Saif Badar, someone who's seen himself through that Pakistan setup. You talk about under 19, and also on PSL sides like the Islamabad United, Multan Sultans. He's someone who's shown the ability there, and I think that's what excites me about him. A right-handed bat who can play really in that top order we see him traditionally, but I think he's someone who could very well easily slide into any role.
Having watched him in Pakistan in domestic cricket and then in the MLC Champions Open, you got a 50 last week from 30 deliveries. Again, on a tough surface, you couldn't hit through the line of the ball. He's someone I think that you want in the middle in a very tough situation. He can sort of get you through a tough period, and especially can be, I think, powerful in the middle overs, which is a period where between overs 6 and 15, teams tend to slow down and struggle to score. So I'm excited to see how he, the man from Pakistan, goes in this Knight Rider setup.
Absolutely, a gritty player, and there's not a lot of gritty players. Talk about Saif Badar. He's just someone who finds a way to score. Might not be the flashiest move, might not be the picture-perfect move, but he's just going to find that ability to pick a gap, to just get singles on the board, and then always just take over when he needs to.
The next pick is in.
Team Texas selects Cody Chetty.
Well,
teams are now on a strategic break.
Cody Chetty, 751 runs through minor league cricket, a strike rate above 100, but he's someone who's phenomenal in the field and with the bat in hand, someone who's just been really good for the Hollywood Master Blasters originally.
He was a quality top order batter, has got experience in that Zanzi Super League, and he's going to be bringing a unique skill set, I think, to this setup. And I mean, we're already into the 7th round, and I think you see there the Texas hats coming out. And it really has been exciting. We're down to 2 more rounds left, so only 12 players to be selected in this major league. Don't go too far, though. It's going to be an exciting 2 rounds of cricket. 7 fascinating rounds of selections here at the MLC draft. We're down to 2. Let's go to our commissioner, who officially will begin this 8th round.
Team Texas, you're on the clock.
Well, Team Texas is on the clock, and we're pleasured to be joined by someone with international experience, played Test cricket for South Africa. It's Dane Peat, a member of the Washington Freedom Now. Dane, talk to me about this experience.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right, isn't boys? I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm not a stressful kind of guy, so I've just been sitting back, sipping on a Sauvignon Blanc and listening, and all my friends getting picked up, and it's just awesome, man. I mean, this is what America's all about, to be fair. We're sitting at NASA doing a cricket draft. Just amazing. A couple of great picks. Ali Sheikh, I'm really happy for. At Spinners Union, we sit together, but I'm just waiting for Akhilesh Bogadam to get up, and then I'm good.
Well, let's find out if he is the next pick, because our commissioner, Justin Gill, has got it.
Team Texas select Zia Shazad. LA Knight Riders, you're on the clock.
Yes, Shazad, the leg spin. We know the value of leg spin in T20 cricket, but he also brings his batting to the fore as well. Really happy to see this all-rounder come off the board. He's, of course, has that added experience in Pakistan, but has done well in the minor league as well. That's been probably the standout of his performances. And I think it's very good across different conditions. He has the 3rd most minor league wickets in history, Aman, at an average of 15 and the economy of 6.5.
Yeah, very special player. Again, Dane was just talking about spin. And Dane, you stood in that union there. How excited do you see him off the board?
Yeah, very good cricketer. Guys didn't mention how good of a fielder he is. One of the best in the country. He's got a rocket arm from the boundary. And yes, he brings a lot of versatility to your batting line. He can bat in the top order, down in the middle. And yes, he bowls quick leg spin. Gets it to spin just enough to beat or baffle the batsman.
Well, before we go back to the commission, let me congratulate you, my brother, on being selective and awesome. I'm very happy for you. Back to the commission for another pick.
Los Angeles Knight Riders select Shadley Van Skelwick. Unicorns, you're back on the clock.
I'm happy, boys.
Stanley Van Schelvet selected, and Dane Pete is very happy as his South African teammate. Dane, talk us through what did the team get with Van Schelvet?
One of the best human beings, which is the most important for me. You only play cricket 3 hours a day, right? So getting off the field, he's a good human being, he's a good team man. I know that he's told me for the last 12 days he doesn't care where he goes to and where he goes. He's just going to give his all if he gets selected. I'm very happy for him. A good all-round cricketer. The most important is he comes in as a left-hander at the back end of the inning. So if you have a right-hand, left-hand combination, you can exploit any side of the ground.
I think that death bowling especially is a very unique aspect. His economy this season was less than 5 runs per over, and he bowled majority. He had bowled 2 overs at the death every inning. So clearly something special. He's giving you a wave there, Dane. He's going to be one to watch.
The San Francisco Unicorn select, Smit Patel. MI New York, you're on the clock.
Well, there you go. We talked about when do these keepers get off the board? When does a Smit Patel, Jamar Hamilton come off the board? Well, it's Smit Patel to come off first with the San Francisco Unicorns. And again, a very exciting left-handed bat. First innings in minor league cricket, scored at 99. What is San Francisco getting with Smit, Dane?
Also, top of the order, can be explosive, but what he can do well is he can bat the whole innings, you know. So he can go at 130% strike rate, which puts you under pressure a majority. And if you get powerhouse guys around him, you're looking at the 180s, 190s, even 200s, Nick. So that's incredible. Good guy. Love speaking to him. He loves the game of cricket. And just good conversation where the game can grow. So this is a very good pickup, especially as late as this. Wicket keepers are going to be important, and if you can get an opening batsman that keeps wicket, the balance of your team looks good already.
Part of that, under 19, of course, winning 2012 side. I think that's a big steal for the Unicorns. So, I mean, that could be a very telling pick later down in the year when we have that Major League. Back to our commissioner for another pick in this round number 8.
With the 46th pick, MI New York selects Kyle Phillip. Washington Freedom, you're on the clock.
We're just waiting to find out that selection from the MI New York side. Of course, who have got a formidable lineup already. When you look at their recent picks, Cheyenne Jangir, Usman Rafiq is their selection. The off-spin option, again, another player currently with the USA international side. Dane, are you surprised that these many international players, those guys who have been at the highest level, are being selected?
No, not at all. They're really good cricketers. I mean, if you come from a current international status and playing international cricket, you're playing at quite intense cricket. So I'm not surprised at all. I mean, for a guy like Stephen Taylor, he was, in my opinion, a dead set pick at number 1. He's an exceptional talent, not fulfilled his ability, and he will admit that himself. So I hope he takes that opportunity and go. I was surprised that a guy like Natravalka was taken so down low. He's one of the best bowlers in the country at the moment, and being a left-arm seamer too. So you're obviously trying to pick your team around the internationals, with the majority, you know, trying to balance your team, I beg your pardon, around that. So, I mean, that's important going into the Major League in 2023.
Well, our commissioner is ready with another pick. Of course, the Washington side are on the clock, the Freedom. Let's see who they select.
Washington Freedom select Justin Dill.
Well, Dane, you got yourself
Seattle
a new
Orcas,
teammate.
you're back on the clock.
What's the feeling?
Feeling good.
Another one, yeah. And I've heard the internationals too that's coming, so we're looking good, boys. We're looking good. Justin Dill, consistency. We saw him in the week during the combines. Consistency, hitting back of a length. He does exploit the ability or any type of service to get the ball to nip. So as a new ball bowler, having Natravalka, having Heinrich Nortje announced earlier, having a guy like Justin Dill, and we cannot forget his exploits to the bat too. He can hit the ball a long way. He's got a beautiful swing, so this is a great pickup, especially being this late in the round. Similar to Stanley Van Schelvet, very, very underrated because they're not a maverick. They're quiet guys. They do their thing and they get on with their business.
I think this is a steal because even though the pace isn't as fast as a Cornet Dreyer, etc., this man has got a unique skill to seam the ball regardless of the surface. Uses the angles well. He's going to be a fantastic addition for your team. Back to the commissioner for the final pick of this 8th round.
With pick number 48, Seattle Orcas select Angelo Pereira. Teams are now on a strategic break until we can come back and pick the rookie players.
another one of those international stars, Aman, who's played for Sri Lanka, and I think the Orcas side are getting a very calm, cool, and collected head in their batting lineup.
Well, they already picked up Shehan Jayasuriya, so just getting one of his guys to go over there, and like you mentioned, cool, calm, collected, can bat anywhere in that order. Dane, what can you tell us about him?
Experienced cricketer. I know there's a stat that we floated around the week. He's one of the only players to get 2 double hundreds in one game in a first-class match, and that is an exceptional. It's over 400 runs, boys, in one game. That's exceptional. Loads of experience. Wily bowler. Bats in the middle order. Hits awkward spaces, as we say in T20 cricket. He can deflect the ball. Can bat at 200% strike rate if required. So this is, again, a lovely pickup back at the back end. And, I mean, the Seattle Orcas are looking good at the moment.
Freedom are looking good as well. I can't wait to see Dane Pete, Wanindu Hasaranga, and another South African, Andre Norkia. I'm going to be watching.
We can have fun. Before I go, boys, well done. You've been doing an excellent job. The boys have been on their phones watching. The insight has been amazing. Thank you for what you do for the cricket in the US.
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Dane. One more round left in this draft. We're down to round number 9. Don't go too far in 2 minutes' time. We're going to begin.
A lot of persons see my talent and know my ability, so I just go out and showcase my ability to the best that I can. Growing up, watching these cricketers, international cricketers, inspire me a lot. You know, from under 15 level, I always used to hit the ball very hard, and that happens because when I see these guys play international cricket and the way they hit the ball, I used to say to myself that one day I want to be like them. As a youngster growing up, I always wanted to achieve big things in my life, and I always want to make my parents and family happy. So that is something I always dreamed of, and even now I still want to make my family and my parents very proud of me.
Normal order.
Well, we are down to the final round, Aman. It's the under-23 round. We're both under-23, so those are our friends.
There we go.
I think a lot of special talent. We've already seen Ali Sheikh, Brody Couch to go off the board in the under-23s. Tell us about some under-23s we can keep an eye on in this round.
We've talked about Bhaskar Yadram already, someone who, again, hits the ball a long way. We just saw him. You had an opportunity to talk to him. But I think another guy I had an opportunity to talk to, Abhiram Bolasetti, one of, I think, the best pacing all-around youngsters in the country. We're going to talk about guys who've got international caps, Saiteja Mukamala. You also talk about wicketkeepers in the fact that at the Silicon Valley Strikers, you talk about all those players over there. So plenty of guys available.
Let's go to our commissioner to lock in this 9th round of this MLC draft.
Start of the 9th and final round. Rookie players. Seattle Orcas, you're on the clock.
Seattle Orcas will pick first in this 9th round. You mentioned a few names. I think a lot of leg spin in this under-23 as well. Aditya Gupta and, of course, Yasser Mohammed, who's played international cricket. I think Sateja Mukamala, though, he'll be, I think, in Namibia watching this. He's part of the USA international side. He is a special talent. The guy is only 18 years old. That is 3 years younger than me, Aman, and he has already played international cricket. He's already in the World Cup qualifiers squad and could go on to play the World Cup, who knows, later this year.
Yeah, another guy who's 18, played international cricket. You talk about a guy in Rahul Jariwala again. So when you talk about a team like the Seattle Orcas, they've gone West Coast, so would fit there. I think there's a lot of options here, and I think these teams need to look at guys they can invest in. It's an investment to pick these guys, and who do you think can grow the most? I don't know if it's about who's the most polished at the moment. It's going to be who can really take that next level jump. I think the guy who has the biggest leap to take it from in parts of where we know is Aditya Gupta. Injured for last year's minor league season. In that first minor league season, took an abundance of wickets on natural turf, can hit the ball a long way. I think he's someone to watch for.
I'll keep an eye on Bhaskar Yadram. I think it could be a steal in this round. The first pick of this final round is in.
The Seattle Orcas select Matthew Tromp. Washington Freedom, you are now on the clock.
Well, Matthew Tromp, the South African-born all-rounder, has moved to the United States and a very unique skill set. Variations. He's been to the Pakistan Junior League where he impressed, took 3 wickets in his last game. So he's going to be a name that those viewers watching in Pakistan will know about. And it's really good to see the South African get this opportunity in a setup that will do the world of good for his development.
Absolutely. Again, it's all about development. And Matthew Tromp, an exciting youngster, someone who's played in South Africa again, and then the PSL, was able to go in and take take wickets. And if you need to play an under 23 and you're playing 11, that is the regulation there. So why do you play Matthew Trump? Well, it's his ability to bowl those variations and be useful in middle overs. Also a very good fielder with the bat, can hit the long ball if it's in the zone. So I think he's someone to really watch for in terms of development. I know the Houston Hurricanes love him, and he's someone to watch for.
I can't believe we've already gone through 8 rounds of this Major League draft.
We're flying, Nico.
I felt like I just sat down here. I think we were supposed to go for 3 hours, but the teams have been on it, and it's because they've watched 4 matches of cricket last week here in Houston, where the teams, of course, 60 players competed at the MLC Champions Open, all to sort of impress the scouts and the team representatives that were there. The second pick of the 9th round is in. Let's go to Mr. Justin Gill for another time.
With their final pick of the night, Washington Freedom select Akhilesh Bodhigam.
Well, there it is. It's Akhilesh Bodhigam. We heard Dane Pete mention it just a little bit ago. He's excited to see where he goes. Well, he's going to join him in Washington, join that spin circle there. And he's an exciting young man to watch for Akhilesh Bodhigam with the ball in hand. I have a great story. Atlanta Fire first year in minor league cricket. Ends up going to the Seattle Thunderbolts. And what he says to me, I say, man, it's going to suck. I can't call your games anymore. He says, don't worry, I'll be in Morrisville for the final. And guess what? They win the final. Took a big wicket of Stephen Taylor. Was really impactful in that game. Love the confidence on this man. A very good young man. And I think he's going to be a good man that they can develop.
Well, those seeing the highlights will see his height. That's the first thing that stands out. You think about Ravi Ashwin, a very tall off spinner. Someone that gets a lot of overspin, a lot of bounce, but also varies his pace very nicely. And I think I'm so happy to see the 22-year-old in a setup. All these players selected in this final round, I think being a part of a Mumbai Indians setup who have got the world of professionalism, or a Chennai Super Kings setup with the Team Texas side, or a Delhi Capitals who have, of course, worked with the Seattle Orcas. So having that sort of professional people around in that setup, I think, will do their development a world of good. We've already got 2 under-23s off the board. Of course, 4 more to be selected. You've got Baski Yadram, Satyaja Mukhamala, Sanjay Krishnamurti as well, an all-rounder, probably the most talented spin all-rounder in the under-23s group. Our commissioner's got the 3rd pick.
With their final pick tonight, Mumbai selects Saideep Ganesh. San Francisco Unicorns, you're on the clock.
Is going to be Saideep Ganesh, someone who's played for the USA, gone to a squad or 2, and it's because of his ability with the bat. Really came out of nowhere in this minor league season and just really impressed straight away. 402 runs across 14 innings with a strike rate above 136, and again, he's someone who's just going to be phenomenal. 2023 ICC qualifier squad against Namibia. He's over there, played with the Blazers in minor league cricket, and again, someone you can develop. You see the raw power, the raw aggression, and you're just thinking he's a guy that can be here for a couple of years and really stand out.
Yeah, and of course the head coach, well, the coaching staff in that MI New York side will know him very well. And of course, Saideep Ganesh, you look at the fact that it's that minor league season that really and truly got him in to that international side and into that USA side. I think the next pick is in. Yes, it is. Back to our commissioner.
San Francisco Unicorns select Sanjay Krishnamurti.
Well, you mentioned it. Maybe the most talented left-arm off-spinner there is in the country, and it's because of his exploits with both bat and the ball. 17 innings, 324 runs at a strike rate of 160. That is incredible for the young man in minor league cricket. Has also debuted for the USA in 2021, but it's what he can do with the ball in hand, taking 29 wickets across 19 innings. He's played a lot of cricket everywhere, and he's someone to really watch for.
I don't even think we've seen the full potential from Sanjay Krishnamurti as yet, because he has had limited opportunities in that East Bay Blazers side, but the skill set he brings with his left arm spin and of course with his batting prowess, I think a very exciting investment, and that's what this last round is going to be about, investment. Remember, before the MLC starts, the minor league season will be very telling for a lot of these players, because each team will have an option to pick one wild card selection going into the MLC. That's why they've only selected 16 when you combine the internationals with the domestic players. So we're down to just 2 picks remaining in this draft, and I believe the next pick is in. Yes, it is. So we're going back to our Commissioner, Justin Gill.
The LA Knight Riders select Bhaskar Yadram. Team Texas, you're on the clock.
My heart was racing. I saw Bhaskar Yadram sitting there alone, but let me tell you something. I've seen this guy. He's from Guyana, from the Under-19 World Cup. He opened the batting and he took the most wickets for the West Indies at that 2018 World Cup. This is a man you want in your setup because of the ability he has. He is a power hitter of the ball, struck at over 150 in the minor league season, and I know what this will mean to him and his family to get selected.
9 innings, I think he was impressive in this Champions Open, and again, he was vital. I think this year in minor league cricket was a big year for him, was part of the Empire State Titans year 1, and he was kind of more of a guy that was just kind of getting carried along, would impact the game, but with the Manhattan Yorkers was more of a leader and really had to step up.
Second last pick in the draft, but more importantly, I'm so happy he has the opportunity to show what he's made of. And you know that Knight Riders side, they tend to go with a lot of West Indians in their international sides when you look around the world in the respective leagues. If they get an Andrew Russell or a Kyron Pollard or those that have played with them wherever, it's going to really have a huge impact on him because he's an all-rounder, someone that is focusing on that power-hitting game. He is a finisher that I think could be very dangerous in that major league. If he worked from now till the major league, he's got about 3 to 4 months to work. And of course, the Ellis side will be working with him. And for the final pick of this MLC draft, we go to our commissioner for the final time.
With the final pick tonight of the MLC domestic draft, Team Texas selects Saitaja Mukamala.
Well, we were calling his name the entire time. Saitaja Mukamala. When was he going to get picked? I have said it time and time again. I think the best young bat in the country. I do have his wicket on the scorecard somewhere. I got to pull that out now that he's got that draft. I might send it to him after this show. But he is someone who's played international cricket at just the age of 18, and he's looked very composed. He's got 30 start at Pearland, so he is someone who can play in Texas. He's going to be playing with Team Texas, and is getting the ability to work with those CSK coaches and develop his game. I think, again, someone who's already got a great start, a great platform, and he's got a bright future ahead.
Yeah, I think definitely, in my opinion, the best under-23 batter you have in this draft. And congrats to all of the members, all 54 members picked. I think the teams are looking extremely balanced. They're looking strong. I can't pick a difference between these 6 teams. Major League Cricket is here for the first time in this country, and this is going to be a special tournament come July 13th. Let's go over to Paxton.
All right, everyone, let's hear it for the players selected tonight. Thank you all for being a part of the inaugural MLC Domestic Player Draft. Season starts July 13th, so get excited and get your gear ready. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.